Hey guys, welcome back to Modern Men. Today we're talking accessories, and one of the accessories that we need to talk about are belts. It seems to be a lot of people ignore wearing a nice belt. I've seen belts that are torn and tattered and look like they're 100 years old. So today we're going to discuss three different types of belts: a dress casual belt, a casual belt, and a sport/casual belt. The first group up is dress casual. So let's talk about the widths of these belts first. First, they should be anywhere between 1.25 to 1.3 inches. 1.5 inches is too wide, and really anything under 1.25 inches looks a little too thin, a little too fashion forward. So let's discuss some of these skins, different leather types, how to take care of them, all that good stuff. So first one up is this Italian embossed calf belt by the great people down in Torino and New Orleans. I've worn this belt really, I would say 4 or 5 years, and I just want to show you when you buy a higher quality belt. As you can see where I wear it on the second notch here, it still looks really good. So it just goes to show you what a quality belt will look like year after year. So this one is 1.3 inches. It's a great belt, goes with a lot of tan and brown shoes. You can see with the highs and lows of the browns here. It's just a gorgeous belt. Next guy up is W. Kleinberg. This is a cognac colored belt. There's a W. Kleinberg that is done in shark. So one of the things I wanted to show you, besides how beautiful shark looks with the deep, rich texture, is most of the time when you buy a belt like this, it's going to be broken up. You'll see a seam here, you'll see a couple seams. Yes, you can get a one-piece belt, but you will probably triple the cost. So right now, I would say this belt is probably in the $150 to $250 range, depending on the maker and really what else you want. Most of my belts are edgeless. As you can see, there's no stitching. Obviously, this one has stitching, and I'll get into the other ones as well. But same thing, 1.3 inches, gorgeous belt. This belt, again, is probably, I'm going to say 5 years old, and you can see where I wear it right in the middle there. It shows very, very little wear. So just to show you how quality belts look over time. And last one, this is a dark brown tubular belt, aniline kipskin shoulder belt. Again, another one by Torino. Just a beautiful dark brown with, again, a little bit of highs and lows of dark brown. And you can see here, I actually had another hole punched by a local cobbler because this was getting a little too small, or too large, I guess. I'm getting too small at the time. But normally they come with 5. So this is a great family of belts. You're going to say, Jeff, where's a black belt? I can be honest. I don't wear black shoes or belts unless it's for funerals. So it's not my normal business attire, so I rarely wear them. All right, so the next group up will go to casual. All right, so casual belts. These are 3 different ones. What I would wear with casual belts. Chinos, khakis, denim, probably about all I would do with these. Certainly sport as well. If you're a golfer like I am, these also can be worn for golf. So we'll get into these, and I'll show you the wear and tear of some of these because I think you guys will get a kick out of them. So this is my most worn belt by far. This is another W. Kleinberg. One thing I love that Kleinberg does, they make a nubuck interior, so it really kind of stays in place when you wear them. This is just a calf skin. It's a beautiful calf skin in a tan. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've paired this with a different buckle from a different belt from years ago, so it's kind of a different fit for me now, but I like a heavier looking belt with these. This one I've had for, oh God, I want to say 5 or 6, maybe more. I bet I've worn this belt 500 times. I bet more. And it's just starting, you can see, just starting to come apart. And I'll just go to my cobbler and get that fixed. But another gorgeous belt by those guys. Another, believe it or not, W. Kleinberg belt. Beautiful belt. Chocolate pebbled, just a stunner. I absolutely love this belt. Of all the belts I own, this is one of my favorites. And again, this one has a little bit different of a buckle, but very beautiful, beautiful. The last one is kind of this black nubuck with a little bit of texture, and it's kind of a very cool belt. This one is by Torino. They call this their European suede. And for those asking, my waist is about a 33 to 34, depending on how much ice cream I eat. And so all these belts are in 36s. One thing I did want to show you, and I should have mentioned with the other belts, is when you buy a nice strap in any of these, you should be able to get straps, or snaps I should say, put on so you can take off the buckle super easy and replace it. I think most of these have. Torino is one that does not. They kind of glue theirs on, and then I don't know if this has it. We'll see. Okay, so I lied. So this one actually does have a replacement, or I had that replaced. But some belts don't come with snaps. I highly suggest it. Two reasons why. One reason, obviously, you want to change out the buckle. The other reason is if you want to shorten a belt, it's any cobbler can, yes, take off the snaps or the glue or the stitching and shorten it. But if you have something like this, it just makes it way easier for them to cut it and remove this and move the snaps, and away you go. But so this is another. There's three kind of casual belts that I wear all the time, all beautiful belts. These are all 1.5 inches wide. So kind of give you that. So I've worn these from anything with denim to khakis to chinos to golfing, literally everything in between. So just great belts. Again, you can pick these up from different places for anywhere between, let's say, $50 and $150 depending. And people are going to say, oh, that's a lot for a belt. They will literally last you decades. All right. Last up, this is going to be my sport / kind of golf category here. So I have 3 different kind of belts. 2 are the same brand. 1 is a little different. So we'll get into the Switch belts first. The Switch belt, and I'm not even sure if they're still in business. I know there's been some other copycats of these guys. It was one of the first belts that I saw that you can actually trim to size. And you see I move this all over the place. I mean, and so what happens is you can trim this piece of rubber, and then you literally can move this and change your sizing kind of as you go. So for me, for golf, like a lot of us, as you go throughout your round or go through a hotter day, your waist, you will definitely lose weight, and your waist, your shorts or pants get a little looser. You can tighten your belt up on the fly with these. It's a great belt. So very cool by Switch. They have it in the Alpine White. These are also good too. You can literally throw these in your dishwasher and get them washed. I also have it in black with kind of a clear blackish gray, translucent black buckle. Very cool belts. As you can see, this one has been moved all over the place too. And last and certainly not least, this may be my favorite belt I own. This is from my buddy Jay Green over at Jacob Hill. Used to be Piedmont leather. This is ostrich skin, or ostrich leg, I guess is. This is actually a dark navy belt. I know it looks like it's gray or black, but it's actually dark navy. But again, what I wanted to show you with this belt is I wear this belt all the time. I've gotten multiple hole-in-ones with this belt on, so it's kind of my lucky belt. But what you'll see when you get belts like this is the seams here, right? So you'll see seams as they cut it. This is what people pay for ostrich leg, because it almost looks a lot like alligator. It's just a gorgeous skin. If I had my favorite, this may be my favorite skin around, but again, you can see right here on my finger is where it changes. Again, they have belts, and certainly Jay or anybody else from House of Fleming or W. Kleinberg or Torino or anybody who does really higher end custom belts can show you. You can get what they call a belly cut, which is one long piece, but you will be paying a serious premium. So again, just a gorgeous belt from these guys. I think this one ranges, I don't want to talk out of turn, I want to say it's in the 150 to 225 range, depending on really where you get it from and that kind of stuff. And Jay's belts as well, and I've ordered a ton from him, all come with a triple snap, which are great. So they're a firm believer in actually having two keepers in here. I take one off because I don't need two. And just to show you how this belt looks. So what I'll do is wear it like this. And so I don't need two keepers. And you can even wear it where I can move this to the middle. You can do all kinds of stuff with these buckles. These belts are 1.25 inches. The Navy one here is 1.5 inches. And I would say this is the appropriate width for a sport or golf belt. Yes, can you get away with 1 3/8 inches? Sure. 1.25 inches? Yes, it's not a big deal as much. You know, Phil Mickelson, a lot of tour guys have almost a 2-inch wide strap, and that's really, really wide. For the average guy, it's a bit much. But again, I've worn this belt, my God, I bet I've worn this 50 times, and you can see what kind of shape it's in. So I'll leave all the links. I'll put down Jay's information for Jacob Hill and the other companies as well. But if you're ordering custom, Jay is a great guy to work with. Super accommodating, super helpful with trying to figure out how to customize it. All right, guys, one thing I forgot to show you and I want to show you because I think this is important. So how do you keep these belts in good shape? You know, for the golf belts, you're sweating in them. They get kind of gross. Two products I highly suggest, both by Sapphire or Saphir, I think it's pronounced. One is one for Reptile, and then one is just a regular Renovator. And just show you, I'll do the Reptile one here quickly. It's the same process. And again, I've had this stuff for a few years. I don't use the Reptile stuff a ton. So as you'll see, can be pretty thick, and mine's kind of on the older side, so maybe I need new. So just put a little on here. Again, put it on your whole belt. Let this sit for we'll let it sit for a few minutes. We'll come back and I'll show you how it is to polish and buff this off. All right, so we're back, it's dry. So what we'll do is I just take a brush like this. This is a standard horsehair brush. And if you really just take a polishing cloth like one of these and make sure you get it all. And as you can see, it really brings back, not that this belt looked bad, but it really brings out the shine and how gorgeous. And I do this maybe once a year. This is not something I do too much. I don't want to over condition the skins. But it works the same way. So that's the Reptan is for reptiles, and then the Renovator is great for, man, everything. Shoes, belts, bags, wallets, you name it. I'll link where you guys can pick these up too. But just some great products that'll literally keep your leather and skin goods looking beautiful for decades. So thanks again, guys. Hope you have a great week. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Thank you.